if we go into this 102, if we click on this space, Open Office 102, and we scroll down to where it says mechanical, and you can see right here, specified supply airflow. It's set to 0. Well, if you look right at the top of that handout that I gave you, you'll see 102 Open Office. Now, which one of those are we going to use? Which CFM? Cooling airflow or heating airflow? And if you answered correctly, you have to tell me why. You should remember this from building and life safety. Which one of those do we want to use? One of them is 2720 and the other one is 1355. Exactly. The cold air. Remember, we said this before. Hot air balloons do what? They rise, right? Cold air falls. It's heavier. So when you're designing an HVAC system, you're going to want to use the cooling airflow CFM, which is 2720. So here's what you got to do. And this is the drawback portion. You got to put in 27, what is it? 2720 and hit enter for the CFM. All right, now, the old program, the old third-party software, not only did it generate this report that you're looking at, but it also filled all those in for you. It put them right in on all the spaces. Yes.
So,
the problem is this, that the people that sell the program are selling it now on their own. So what we would have had to do, had we known, is we would have had to buy Revit, and then we would have had to buy the other software from them and put them together. The problem is Revit is now building into their operating system a protection device that won't let you load it, because they don't want they want to penalize those people that, you know, we're asking for too much money. So what we're going to do is we're going to work around it. I give you the numbers, you just put them in. Okay. Now, what's going to end up happening is this. Watch this. What's going to end up happening is, see that 2720? That's what you need. Once we start to put in our diffusers and everything here, you're going to see the calculated supply airflow where it says not computed. It's going to start to compute. I'm sorry, not that one, this one. Actual supply airflow. It's going to start to compute, and it's going to add up as you place your diffusers. Okay. Remember how I told you guys that 12-foot diameter circle was pretty significant as far as where you placed your diffusers? That's going to change, because now the amount of CFM you can push out of each diffuser is going to dictate how many of them you're going to have in that room. I'll give you an example. If we can push up to 500 CFM out of any diffuser, which is the maximum you're allowed to go, okay? You take that 500 CFM and you divide it into the 2720 here. And when you do that, you're going to find out how many diffusers you need. Okay? Then it's up to you to space them symmetrically throughout the room. So let's just do this. Let's say that I go, and I'm going to pull up my calculator here. And we know that we need 2720 CFM in that room. Let's say that I say, I'm going to try to put 6 diffusers in that room. So if I divide that by 6, as long as this number comes in under 500, we're 53. Okay? So I would be able to get away with 6 diffusers in there. And what I would do is set the CFM on each diffuser to 454. You always round up. 454. Okay? What happens if I go to 5 diffusers? All right, let's take a look. So if I do 2720 divided by 5 equals, won't work, right? Because it's 544. I need to be under 500. So the minimum I can get away with, diffuser wise, is 6. And that's what you want to do. Now, some people would say, well, what if I want to put in 8 and I just want to lower the CFM to get better airflow through the thing? You can do that, but it's more expensive. That's exactly right. So what I'm going to tell you is try to be as economical as you can with your project, because that's what you're going to be expected to do when you get out there in industry. They're going to say, put in the least number of diffusers in here based on that 500 CFM. Okay. So in this case, in that room, it's 6 diffusers is what we're looking at. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Matt, you need a chart. Come get this chart. And you're going to use this middle column right here, cooling airflow, because it's the heaviest air. And what I showed them is this, Matt. I said, if you pick on this space, where it says specified supply airflow, that's where you're going to put in whatever the number is. And then as you put your diffusers in, this one is going to become populated. The idea is to get that one just above the other one. The ceilings are already in. If you go to level 1 ceiling, there you go. Exactly. And you're going to place them in one side of that 2x4 grid, one side or the other. All right. And we're going to get to that in just a minute.